So it's back to the castle. Because we got a wall we can go through here, so we're not going to bother taking the warp right now. Because to get to the next area, we gotta head through this wall thing that we couldn't go through before. Peeping eye! Gargoyle! You know what I mean. Get out of my face, man. Okay? I appreciate that. Woo! By the way, the peeping eye does have an item to drop, but it's not really worth getting. All it is it's just a piece of equipment that stats suck, but what it does is it shows you secret passages. But if you're like me and you already know them, it's kind of useless. So I'm not gonna bother going out of my way to get it. You can if you want. In fact, there's a good point coming up. That's a pretty nice farming point for it if you really want it, but I really don't, so I'm not gonna get it. That's the way it is. Here we go. This is where I want to be. And we got an HP max up. Alrighty then. Yeah, this place has a lot of rooms that pretty much look just like this. Just, you know, different enemies. Blood skeletons and peeping eyes and such. And who can forget the uber sexy Black Panthers? Let me get a level up. What we got here? We got a silver orb. Okay, that's great. You really dropped... Fine. That's how it has to be, then that is how it has to be. Okay, let's head down. And we got more peeping eyes and another room of infinitely spawning ghouls. Not that it really means much. So there's two different ways to go. We want to head to the right first, because it leads to a dead end, but there's some items to pick up along the way, so you can go ahead and do that. Plus, you know, map completion. Oh yeah, there's a mimic. I forgot about you. But it's not too bad. Just fire the fire, then jump up, fire, jump up, and don't screw up the timing like I just did, and you should be fine. Okay. That's great. What? Do. Alrighty then. Okay, we got some blood skeletons, more peeping eyes, pretty much just like the last room that looked like this, basically. Except this room has a chest in it, with Valkyrie Greaves, which is more than likely going to be the best piece of leg equipment you have. Full leg protection, blessed by a war maiden. Brings up strength, defense, and attack. So it's unlikely that you're going to have something better, but you never know. In fact, I don't know if it would be possible, but maybe it would be. I don't know. But I don't. I know that, so. So we want to keep going. And we have a gargoyle room. And I think this is one of the only points where, well, if you move to the right, you'll actually fight two at the same time. Not that that's really a big deal or anything, but I'm just saying. We get an emerald, by the way, which isn't really a big deal. And this is just a dead end, so end of the line, so we gotta go back. But hey, we got an emerald out of it, and we got Valkyrie Greaves, which is the real prize. But yeah, man, you know, getting attacked by two gargoyles, you know, it's ridiculous. You know, it's like the kind of situation that Water Exodus would find himself in, you know? It's crazy. But yeah. Alrighty then. Black Panther. Yeah, so this would not be a bad place to farm for that item from the peeping eye, but like I said, I don't really care. I don't need it. It would be of no use to me, so... But hey, you may not know where all the secret areas are, so you may want it. But yeah. Or you could just use this LP. You know, whatever you want to do. I forgot about the Mimic again. Like, I was planning on just skipping it, but then I just completely forgot, and it's like, oh, there it is. Oh well. But it's not a big deal. Hey, you dropped spoiled milk. Okay. Like I said, I don't know that I need that for anything, but hey, we got another one. So, yeah, this is the room that has 3 peeping eyes, I think. So, best room in the game to farm for that item if you desire. Which I do not, so I don't care. If I were to get it, I wouldn't mind, but I don't really care, so yeah. So, on to the next area, which has a pretty cool name. Flirting with Shadows. Oh, yeah. Because that's totally what we're doing here. Shanoa is totally flirting with shadows. That's our kind of thing. And here, of course, we have the almighty Nova Skeleton. We get Nitsuko, concentrated magic energy into a destructive beam, which is a really good ability, actually. I would recommend you equip it, and you don't get hit by it, because it does a lot of damage, as it does in every Castlevania game that guy is in, which is a few of them at least. Holes were drilled in his head to implant psionic powers. Gives a decent amount of experience, I guess. Not bad. So I would recommend you put it on, because it's useful against just about every enemy here. In fact, one of the enemies is actually weak against it, so... Then we have this enemy who has a glyph that we're going to farm for here pretty soon. But not here. There's a better place to do that. Polkir feasts on the precious memories of its victims. Palette swap of the other squid enemy that we fought back in the forest. Back towards the beginning. And we got more Nova Skeletons. All you gotta do is crouch and then attack them, and with anything really. Ignis works particularly well, but... Oh, Gashitas, I hate these guys because they can petrify you and jump on you, and they do a lot of damage, and yeah. And they don't drop anything because they're turds, so... Yeah, 78%, nice. The breath of this living statue petrifies human flesh. 210 experience, it's not bad. So yeah, you wanted to go left here. Going down takes you to the same place as this path, but you want to, you know, fill out this path first. Whoa, God. What do you think you're doing, man? Don't jump into me like that. Especially when there's nowhere else to go. Another Nova Skeleton, not a big deal. And that'll take us to where the other path will lead up, so we'll head back this way. Because there's actually going to be a new enemy on the other path. I want to get this chest, Ruby, and you want to make sure you want to bring them over here, and then you can attack them from behind the pillars with the beam, because they're weak against it, basically. Gurkha Master. And they have a really hard time hitting you from through the barrier, so yeah, they can still throw their little knives, but you know, it's extremely easy to avoid. They do have a drop, which I may farm for, but we don't really need it, but I may get it anyway, because it's pretty easy to get. So, yeah. Gurkha Master, an armored warrior with a knife of the same name, 200 experience each. Wouldn't be a bad way to grind for experience if you wanted to, since they're so easy to kill. Even without that barrier there, they're still pretty easy to kill with the beam. So here's the room I would recommend farming for the one guy. The one, yeah, this guy. This guy's glyph, so that's where I'm going to do it. Because you can just keep popping from the top or from the left. Either way. It's not really that great of a glyph or anything, but might as well get it. You know, because you got to get all the glyphs. Well, maybe you don't have to, but I do. Yeah, they fire like a laser beam that turns into, like, fire everywhere. It's, you know. It can be pretty devastating if it hits you, but it's pretty easy to avoid. It's kind of disgusting when they just kind of explode into guts. But yeah. That's how it works. Alrighty then, Fidelis Pulkir. Summon Pulkir to descend on your enemies. It's not extremely useful, but it really didn't take too long. I'd say maybe like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I don't know, something like that. Also, yeah, I got the Iron Leggings. Ironclad Shin Protection, which isn't really that great compared to the Valkyrie Greaves, but yeah. So we can go ahead and try this. He's red, so whatever. Not incredibly... This room's pretty dangerous because there's fire pillars everywhere and you gotta get through. Basically, just take your time. It's really not that difficult, but if the fire hits you, it hurts a lot. So you don't want to get hit at all. Or you're probably not going to make it out of here. And you want to get this glyph, which is Vol Ignis. Create pillars of fire on upgraded Ignis. Although the range is not as good, because it's just in front of you and it rises up. So actually, I don't find it as useful as the first Ignis spell, but it's pretty useful if you're facing an enemy that doesn't move much and is weak against fire. So you can go ahead and use it if you want. Yeah, his flames are blue for whatever reason, but whatever. I don't want that on. It's not very useful. All right. So, let's continue on here, shall we? Nova's got it in! Yeah, so it's not a bad spell, but I definitely prefer the, you know, the beam! Because it's useful against just about anything. So, it's nice. Got some decent range, you know, it damages it numerous times for some pretty good damage, and we got more Gurkha Masters. They dropped the Iron Legging, which did not take long at all to get them to drop, by the way. Not long at all. Whoa, look out. But yeah, see, even without that pillar to protect you, they're still really easy with the beam, so probably be a little more difficult if you didn't have the beam. You had to come in close, but yeah. So first, let's go down here. There's more of these guys. We get an MP max up. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it works. Hey, where are you going? There you go. And we got a Pulkir in here for whatever reason. It's a shame that your little sword thing can't go as far as my beam. Too bad for you. Okay, so now, like before, we want to go the other path now, because they're going to meet up. And we want to take the upper path, which will lead to some shenanigans. Oh god, I hate this room, because there's two of them right next to each other. Oh jeez, that sucked. Oh god. And I think there's a Gurkha Master behind them, which makes it even worse. Oh god. Yeah, this is a bad room where you're probably going to take some damage. More than likely. Okay. Get rid of the Gurkha Master. Alright, let's head up. I believe there's a chest up here, and some random enemies. Not a big deal. I don't think this chest is anything too important, but you gotta get it. It's Mercury Boots, and you dropped a glyph again. Like, really? So the Mercury Boots, I think, just increase the speed that you walk. Yeah, not surprisingly, it allows for faster movement speed, but its defense sucks. So, eh. I guess it could be useful for something, right? But I'm not too worried about it. Here, you want to kill this guy quick before that guy gets to you, or else you're probably going to get hurt badly. That's just the way it is. Okay, so we just want to head down. I think there should be a save point and a boss coming up. And a warp point, of course, because that's how it always works. You gotta put a warp point and a save point before a boss room. I mean, that's just the way it is. This boss is actually kind of tough, especially compared to the last boss. Since the last boss was like the easiest boss in the game. So, Yeah, it's not gonna be so easy this time around. No, I think this room just leads to the boss, so... We obviously want... We don't want to fight a boss with 45 HP. That's probably not gonna go very well. So let's save our game and such.